help us understand a little bit more about why then the biblical author would nestle in a story about with things like days and things being made on specific days, and how that would in any way help answer an ancient Near Eastern people's questions about their identity, the cosmos, and their place in it.
Yeah. One of the highest values in the ancient world was order. An ordered cosmos, an ordered life, an ordered society. In the Bible and in the ancient world, wisdom is the path to order. And that's why wisdom was so important, because order was important. For them, they wanted to know that God had ordered the world in his creation of it. In fact, in the ancient world, creation is the creation of order. Because in the ancient world, they didn't share our belief that something exists when it's material. They believed that something exists when it has a role and a function and a purpose in an ordered system. Then it exists.
That's a big difference.
It is. And of course, if creation is bringing in something into existence, you better know what they think about existence.
Yeah.
So you can talk about creation. And so they're giving a creation story based on their ideas of existence and based on their priority, value of order. God's the one who makes it work. And the one who orders it is the one who's in charge. Think about when a new CEO takes over a company. Restructuring, we call it. Think about when a new president comes into the office. Well, we've experienced that. Restructuring. You set it all up under your leadership ideas, ordered according to your desires, to make it work with your purposes and the things you want it to do. That's what God does. In the cosmos, he orders it according to a purpose. Now, what is that purpose? Well, in fact, Genesis 1 and early 2 tells us, but we miss it because we don't know the ancient world. We get to day 7, and it says God rested, and we say, what in the world is that?
He's tired. He had to take a day off.
Any sense at all?
He's on sabbatical too, John.
Yeah. That doesn't make any sense. I mean, God doesn't get tired. He doesn't need a nap. What in the world? Oh, this must just have to do with Jewish Sabbaths, so it doesn't have anything to do with me. It's unimportant. Forget day 7. Let's call it the 6 days of creation. We should be panicking right now because they did include the 7th day. And it's our lack of understanding that poses a problem. Because everybody in the ancient world knew that when gods rest, they rest in temples. And when gods rest, they don't rest on a couch, or on a bed, or on a futon, or in a recliner. They rest on the throne. They take up their rule. And therefore, their resting is not disengaging like we think of it, relaxation. Their rest is engaging. Now, in the running of this ordered system, which is set up with the very purpose of running it. Now, what drives that ordered system in the biblical view? Well, it's very clear. Because when God rests in his temple, Psalm 132, a great passage, when God rests in his temple, he is ruling. And as he rests in his temple, he is living out his presence among his people. And so Genesis 1 tells us that God created us to be in relationship with him, living in his presence. He created us to live among us, and he set up the world to work that way. It is ordered to be a place where we can dwell alongside of God as he rules in the world that he has ordered. And he set it up that we would help him. He doesn't need our help, but he created us in his image to do what? Subdue and rule. Those are ordering procedures. And therefore, God ordered the world, but now he has enlisted people to work alongside him to continue bringing order in this world. His order, not ours, his order into this world. So the whole creation narrative is focused on God ordering the world to work for us. But it's a B&B. It's for us, but he's going to be there.
Yeah.
Not an Airbnb. It's a regular B. He wants to be there with us. And so this sets up the whole motif of God's presence, God's abiding presence in relationship with his people, which is the theme of the Bible.